Coming up in today's video, we are having a look at my wartime digging for victory garden, seeing how things are progressing there. We're going to have a look at the new digging for victory patch behind me here, and we are going to have a look at the seeds that I'm growing for planting in my wartime kitchen garden. Hi everyone, welcome back to Cottage and welcome back to Wales. It's lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Easter to you all. I hope you're all having a lovely break. We are expecting Storm Dave. If you're having to hunker down and batten down the hatches, I do hope it passes over quickly. We're under a yellow weather warning until I think just after 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, from about 5 o'clock this evening. So I thought I would come outside before the weather changes and before the rain comes and the wind. It's starting to get a bit windy now, but they're forecasting about 40–50 mile an hour winds here. But I still don't like being out in the garden when it's that windy. So you'll have to excuse the noise, you'll have to excuse the wobbly camera, and you'll have to excuse the rain because it is getting rather tasty out there. Anyway, I thought that I'd come out and just do a few seeds because my seeds have done rubbish, absolutely rubbish. My cucumbers died, both of them. The pickling cucumbers are starting to die, but I think that's just simply because I moved them outside too soon. The weather went really cold. I thought when we had all that sun, I thought, oh, I'll bring them outside. I'll get them growing. But the weather went cold, we've had frost and the lots died off. So I've decided to come and do some more. I've still got a window until the end of the month, till the end of April to do some more. So I'm going to do some more and get them growing in the house and leave them in the house until we start getting some nicer weather. So that's one of the jobs I've got to do. My tomatoes are doing rubbish. I don't know whether to take them in and give them a bit of warmth, but they're about this big and they've been growing for about 6 weeks. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with them and I don't know if they're going to come back. But yeah, it's been a bit disappointing. I did a video about sowing old seeds, and while it's a good thing to do, don't be reliant on them. Don't be reliant on them for any kind of food because while they grew and I had success that they came through, they just exhausted themselves and just didn't do very well. And I don't know if part of the reason is because they were old seeds. It's always good to see what comes up. You might get one or two. You can always feed the sprouts to the chickens or eat them yourself. But for reliance, to rely upon them for your food, you can try to rely on them for your food. You could sow a whole packet of lettuce and see if one or two come up and you get some leaves, if that's what you want to do. But I'm going to start now with fresh seeds because it's getting on, time's getting on. I need food. We are already having shortages of fresh food in the supermarket here where I live in the co-op. And I need to be able to make sure that I've got food coming up and that I can do some preserving, freezing, bottling, have enough to cook our meals, have enough for salad, and just be able to look after ourselves because the news out there is grim at the moment. I do have a video coming up on Wednesday about the situation here in the UK and 5 things that I do in my house to be able to get through uncertain times. So yeah, if you look interested in how to save money, how not to be in fear, how to navigate a way through together in this difficult time at the moment that we're all facing around the world. It's not just here in the UK, but it's worldwide. Then do tune in for that video on Wednesday. It'll be up for just before 7, probably about 6:30. It's already edited. It's already ready to go up. So yeah, that'll be there on Wednesday for you. But getting back to today's video, that we get out and have a look at how the onions are doing in that patch. I've got the rhubarbs to show you, and I've got the victory patch at the back to show you. I've got half of it cleared now, and I've got half of the polytunnel, the new greenhouse seed polytunnel that I'm building. It's called a Walipini. It's going to be a half Walipini. If you look that up on YouTube, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's basically a greenhouse set into the earth and it keeps the heat for longer so that you can grow vegetables for longer in the greenhouse. So that's what I'm building out this way here. So I'm going to show you the patch and show you how that's getting on because I'm really pleased with it. It's doing really well. Um, Yeah, my seeds have been a bit stop-start simply because the weather's gone cold. We had a good early March and I got carried away, as a lot of people do. You get the warm weather, you think, oh, let's get the seeds started. And they just do rubbish. They've done absolutely rubbish. So I'm hoping if I do them now, early April, by the end of April, I'll have a good, healthy amount of plants. Sorry for the wobble. To be able to go out in the garden in April. I'm also going to direct sow, but I'm going to wait until next week when the weather warms up a bit and this storm is past. So yeah, that's the plans. Thought as it's raining, we're going to have a little look around the polytunnel and see how things are growing. This is the parsnips that I sowed. There's nothing coming through. I'm going to try direct sowing them. A lovely viewer recommended that I tried them on kitchen paper. Now I don't have any kitchen paper, but I do have serviettes. So I'm going to try soaking them on some paper first and then sowing them in the garden. That's how old Gordon used to do his. But I'm pretty confident there's nothing coming through there. And I think what is growing is either old seed or weeds. I've had to sow some more leeks as well because I don't think that I have enough leeks for the garden. So I've done some more. The tomatoes have been a bit rubbish. There's some seed left in there, but they're not coming through. And my chilies, they're not doing too bad. I've got 4 cayenne pepper now, and I've got one of another one, but they're all seed, and I didn't expect much from them. So I'm going to leave them here. Oh, there's a hot wax one coming through just there. I don't know if you can see it. But I'm going to leave them and see how they get on. So they're in there. They're the peas that I sown last week, but there's nothing coming through as yet, as far as I can see. There's a couple of sprouts there, but I'm not sure if they're peas or something else. I'll put that over the top because we did have a rat in here last week, but he seems to have gone now. Along here, these are my calendula marigolds, African marigolds, I think they're called, and these have done really, really well. So these are nearly ready to go out. I love marigolds because I can dye wool with them. I can use them in herbal tea and they just look pretty and they're good for the bees. I've got a couple of borage growing here. They were old seed and I just threw them in and they seem to have done quite well, to be honest with you. I've got 3 there. And then these are cornflowers. I'm not sure which ones these are. These are the classic blue cornflowers. So they really need to go outside and go under some netting just to start them off. My cucumbers, these have done absolutely rubbish. I need to start them again. They've just got exhausted because it's been so cold. There's just no heat to get them growing. And I think, unfortunately, I overwatered them as well. These are my kohlrabi. They need a good drink. As you can see, the compost is cracking and a few of them are beginning to wilt. But I'll give them a feed, a water. But as you can see, they're getting their true leaves now. So these will be ready to go out soon. I don't think I'll do them in a pot in future. I think what I'll do is I'll do them out. I'll do them outside, straight outside. But these are red ones. The white ones didn't come through, so I've done some more of them. But I don't think I'll do that again. These ones here, these are Cosmos. I've got 1 or 2, but they've been rubbish. So I'm going to start and do them again. I did them 11th of February, so they're definitely not going to grow. So that's them. These are a cottage garden mix of poppies. Unfortunately, some of them have gone a bit odd, a bit funny. These again were started in February. I started them far too soon, but they've just had a drink, so I'm hoping they're going to perk up. These are my tomatoes. Now, these are absolutely pathetic, but it's because it's just been so cold. I've got 1 or 2 of each variety, but I am going to do some more. And if I can't get them to grow, then I'm just going to have to buy the plants. But I did have them come up randomly in the soil, in the compost last year, because I have got full soil in here. And I'm hoping that they may sprout some plants for me and I won't have to bother. Coming round here, I have got some kale growing in here. They're doing well. I mean, look at these. These are going to seed now, but these are doing fantastic. I keep going round and just pinching the flower heads off and eating the flower heads. So they're doing really well. I'm going to have plenty of kale coming off them, and I am sowing more kale. I've got a random potato growing here, so I am leaving that. And these are my spring onions that I got in the supermarket. I sprouted them in water and I just picked the leaves, as you can see. and use them in my cooking. They're getting some nice flower heads on them now. So I'm going to leave the flower heads, get the seed, and let the seed just sprinkle on the floor, and hopefully they will come up again. But things are getting on in here. They are coming along nicely. All this mess, by the way, it was lovely and tidy the other day, and this is Stripe's mess. Looking for the rat, he made an awful mess. Stripe's been looking for the rat. I saw a rat, a small one, in the polytunnel, and he's out looking for it. That's the mess he's made in the polytunnel. This is the mess he's making outside the polytunnel. He's a very good ratter. He'll find it if it's there. I think he's found an old hole. But he's busy. He's keeping busy. Bless him. But yeah, out over this side, I've got another table up now, another paste table. And these are my broad beans. These are doing very well. One's aqua dulce and one is, that's aqua dulce. And there's another one in here, I think it's scarlet. Crimson, that's what it's called. So yeah, I've got a few. I've got 5 of the crimson and I've got 6 of the aqua dulce. I might do some more. It's not too late to do them. I've got till the end of April, beginning of May to do some more, and they'll come through later on in the season. So I think that's what I'm going to do with them. These are my leeks that I've already sown, but I've decided there's not a lot there. So as I say, I've sown some more and we'll see if they come up. I've also got turnips in here. I've got white, I've got purple top melon, and there's just 1 or 2. These are the old seeds that I did, and as you can see, they're not as reliable as sowing new seed. And I think lesson learned for me is just start with new seeds. I think if you really want to be serious about growing food, just grow new seeds, unopened packets basically. But yeah, as you can see, sporadically I've had a few, but not a lot at all. And 3 cauliflowers. I mean, they're not going to do anything, are they? The beetroots haven't grown. Again, they were old seed. Courgettes haven't come through yet. Oh, there's one coming through just there. There you go. They were sown. When did I sow them? I think I sowed them last week. These are the sunburst ones, which are yellow. And then these are the ordinary courgettes. That was a new packet of seed, and this was an old. So I don't know whether they're going to come through. I always like to have a bit of a rummage. I know you're not supposed to, just to see if anything's coming up. Anyway, I've done a few more cucumbers. I think I'm overwatering them and I think they're just getting too wet. They're cauliflowers. They're cauliflowers. I've got some snowball. The celeriac didn't grow, but they were old seeds that were given to me from 2022. Here I've got purple sprouts. These were Gordon's old seeds, so they're very old. They were from about 2019, 2018. I've got those sprout calettes and I've got a few of them growing. I'm going to sow some more of them because they've not done very well with being in the house. But the purple broccoli and the green broccoli haven't grown, but they were old seeds, so I'm going to do them again. And then all these are squash, so I'm hoping for good things with my squash, hoping they're going to do well. But as yet, as you can see, nothing growing, so I'm going to leave them there. I'm not going to water them. I'm just going to leave them outside now, and see how we get on. So that's them. I don't know what's in this one. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, this is what I did last week. I did a load of, what did I do? Can't remember now, you know. Let's have a look at the labels. Oh, kales. They're all kale in this one here. So I'm hoping for good things with them. But they were only done on, Friday. So we'll have a look and we'll see how we get on with them. Again, some of it's new seed, some of it's old seed. But I can always do it again. I'm not that fussed. Never too late for kale. And in this one, we have kohlrabi, we have walking stick kale, we have white turnips, and we have more cauliflower. So that's all that. Right, it's raining, so I'm not going outside. But I'll just show you from the door here of what I've been up to and how busy I've been. So this here is where the new greenhouse is going. Most of that there is going to be a patio, so we've got somewhere to sit. But yeah, it's going to be quite a big greenhouse. I've already shored up this side. This was done when the polytunnel was put up. But yeah, it does need shoring up again. So that it's going to come roughly to here. So it's going to be that big, which is roughly about 8 foot, I think. And then it's going to go that way, probably about 15 foot that way, 16 foot, maybe longer. And then we're going to have a little sun area to sit there and enjoy the last of the sun. As you can see, the weather's getting a bit tasty. This is all what I've dug out so far of the weeds, and I've cleared now. Let's have a look. All this stone here is going to go round the pond by the front door. But I've cleared now all the way along there. I've put bark down, I've marked out the path, and I was hoping to do it today and get this finished all the way along here, all the way along there, and down to the wall now has been rescued. So as you can see, it's quite a big patch. All this here along the wall here is going to be where the fruit's going. And as I say, I was hoping to do that today, but the weather's just not going to allow me to do it. It's far too tasty, far too wet, and it's a bit cold, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's doing well. I'm getting there. All along this side here is raspberries. I'll just take you up there. All this is the wind, by the way. It's not mess. As you can see, we are exposed. This one here is an acacia berry, and as you can see, it's starting to get its flower. So yeah, this is a acacia berry, which is great for weight loss, and it's a great antioxidant. This is honeyberry. This has little brown berries on it. I'll pop a picture on the screen for you. But as you can see, the flowers are really pretty, lovely yellow. Look at that, aren't they gorgeous? So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them. Then we move further along. I've got gooseberry bush here to go in. I've got a blackberry bush here to go in. And then these are all my raspberries. I've still got some raspberries to go in. But I think these ones are yellow ones. And then these ones are red ones. Chickens have been at them though. And then along here, I've got herbs here. I've got a Welsh onion there. I've got some onion, the one which forms the onions on the top. I've got that one. Then I've got a thornless blackberry there, which I'm growing over my arch there, and a clematis on the other side. I've got a massive comfrey here, which is going to be great for feeding all my plants. This here is a variegated alstroemeria. Now, I've never seen any flowers on it, to be honest with you, but it is starting to come back, so I'm hopeful for this year. This one here is a dual apple and pear, and it's starting to get its flowers on, and it is above the graft. So I'm hopeful I'm going to get some good fruit off that this year. And then I've got another gooseberry here. And then this one here is another dual. This is a dual plum tree. I've got Victoria and I've got Opal on this one. And as you can see, it's starting to come back. Haven't seen any blossom on it yet. But yeah, it's starting to come back. So that's doing very well. I need to go around and sort out these brambles. But I'm just want to get everything in, to be honest with you. And then let's make our way back along here. So along here again, I'm going to carry the theme of the apples, and I want to just show you how much you can get into a small space. I'm going to grow these as cordons, espaliers, and try and get as much fruit off them as I possibly can. I need to clear some of this ivy off. There's far too much ivy, and then I can keep an eye on the fruit and the wildlife. But these boxes are very handy. These are all what they call super boxes from the bee place at the back. And that's just what I've got my raspberries in along there. Very handy boxes. And then, yeah, just all the way along here is going to be fruit bushes and fruit trees. All the way along here, down to that end there. And then from where those shrubs are here, all the way along, is going to be a big raised bed. And it's probably going to be the size of the recommended victory patch. So as you can see, I've still got some weeds to get out. I've still got a big bramble to get out there. And I've still got some nettles to get out. But I'm not too bothered about this bit at the moment. My main concern is getting that greenhouse area sorted so that I can get the tomatoes and cucumbers in and use it as a seed storage so I can get my polytunnel growing and get things growing in the polytunnel. So yeah, it's going to be a nice space. We walk along here. And then this is what I really wanted to rescue was the drain. That's the main drain, sewage drain down to the septic tank. So it's always good to keep that uncovered. And then I've got some basket willow along here. I thought it would add a good screen here. And then I can just coppice it and get the willow off for making baskets and supports around the garden. So that's what's going all the way along here. These screens are going to come down once these things are growing and established. This screen's going to come down and all that screen's going to come down because as you can see we're quite exposed here, and it'd be nice. I know we don't get a lot of people walking past, but it would be nice to have a bit of privacy. Now that wall, that wood there technically is ours, but we don't have any way of getting it back to the house. But the farmer left it there for us. If we can get it back, we will. um, But yeah, there's no way of getting it back and really nowhere to store it, to be honest with you, right now. But yeah, I need to fix my fence, but I'm going to wait till the wind's passed. But anyway, this is where the patio is going to be. And we get the last of the sunshine coming through there. Um, so yeah, most of this under here, to be honest with you, is just a tree that needs clearing away. And then there's just brambles growing over the top of it. So there's not really that much left to do because, as I say, that patch there is all ready to be burned. So yeah, I'm hoping for good things out this garden. I'm going to plant here and clear this bit along the side of the polytunnel on this side today because when the weather warms up next week, I want to do all my salad crops and I'm going to do radish, lettuce, different leaves and beetroot, and I'm going to grow all that at the side of the polytunnel there. Then by the time the squash and that's ready, the courgettes, which is where they're going, all that will be ready, all finished, and then I can start putting the other stuff in. So this is the other side of the polytunnel, and that's where the greenhouse is going. We just looked from the top up there, and this is where it's going to be here. This bed here is the one I was just talking about. That's going to be the salad bed. These fennel are going to be going in the flower border, and they need to go in. Bronze fennel, very nice. This is the fence line. I've got some camellia to go in. I've got some rhododendron to go in. I've got a forsythia to go in, this one here. There's a rhododendron there. So yeah, this is all going to be planted up with shrubs that are going to grow about 5 or 6 foot tall. And then that's just going to screen us off from the cows. Put a new gate up, bit of old pallet. And then round here, gosh, it's getting windy. I've been clearing. Nothing new in that bed, but this is the border where I put the onions. And as you can see, they're doing very well. All settled in nicely. A few bits and bobs under there out of the way of the chickens. A few more onions to go in. And some salad stuff to go in the border when I've cleared it down by the polytunnel. And over here, I took a walking stick kale out, one of these here. And I found some more rhubarb just there. So I've got quite a bit of rhubarb coming through, and I've ordered some more. Yeah, I've ordered some rhubarb and some asparagus plants off Marshall's. They've got 20% off at the moment, and they've got free delivery on your orders. If I can find an offer code, I'll pop it in the description bar below. But I've brought one called Colossal, and it's going to grow 1 metre tall and 1 metre wide. To be able to do plenty of pie filling with that. And I've also ordered a pack of three different varieties as well. And I've ordered a pack of 15 asparagus. So we're going to have plenty of good food. I need to sort out the Jerusalem artichokes, but I'm tempted just to leave in what's already there and let that start growing again. I'm going to go in and get my tea. So see you in a bit. Right, okay, so I think that's it for me today. I'm going to get myself in. Storm Dave is causing a few problems, and I need to get in out of all this bad weather. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. Sorry it's not a long one. Sorry there's not much in it, but that's all I could muster up today with the weather. So I'll see you in the next video. If you have enjoyed it, do like and subscribe. Do hit that notification bell. That'll tell you when I upload new videos. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.